Good.
Okay, everyone, thank you for your patience. It's April 8th, 7:08. Council has ended executive session. We were discussing 4D and 5G. And I think on 4D, there's no action there except for next month to put on another agenda item, which Mr. Davis, if you can do that with Ms. McCall, we can all start thinking about what the city wants to do with that. And then on 5G, there is no update on that. So we can close that one out. And we will move back to the top of the table for A, new business. Receive and take appropriate action on the March 2024 financial report.
Well, this report shows a balance sheet and revenue and expense for the month of March and for the month of March of last year, the comparison. The funds in Broadway Bank and Tax Pool are over $80,000 more in March 2024 versus March 2023. So that's a good thing. This report shows revenue over expenses for the 6 months ended March 31st, 2024 to be $46,590. And again, I have a schedule that shows every single disbursement from Broadway Bank and what it was for and how the money was taken out of the bank. And I caution you that these statements are prepared on the cash basis, not the accrual basis, except for the water revenue. And that's my report. Thank you.
Okay, council, any questions on that?
I was curious about, there's two debits for Montemayor on 3/6 and 3/25 for like $7,500 total. I was just curious about that.
Well, as the audit proceeds, which we're nearly finished with it, they send us invoices for as the audit goes along, and they did a lot of work in March. So
So how much is the audit for the year? It seems like it's a lot more than it has.
it is.
Oh.
Well, it's not as much as last year because last year was a multi-year audit, and that one was 21,000.
Oh,
This
okay.
audit the cost is 14,000,
Okay.
which I was, and
Okay.
we've made one other progress payment, I think 4,000 in January or something like that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, they're pretty close. We're waiting on some tax information from county Hayes, and then they could get us a draft. So, okay, any other questions? All good. Going once, twice. All right, closing out 4A. Moving on to 4B, discuss and possibly take action regarding damage to the city right away at 511 Country Lane and other location within the city limits. So I could speak a little bit about this and then I'll let Mr. Davis chime in. So this was from resident, I believe his name is Mr. Ted Roberts, on the corner where we have the stop sign, the city lights, and also where we had the eclipse sign. So if you drive past his driveway, there's a little divot in the right of way that is a mud pit. He gave me a call asking whether it was for him to repair and fix, or since it's in the city's right of way, for the city to repair and fix. And so I asked him a little bit about it and said it was due to delivery drivers that have come up to his driveway, coming in and creating that divot. And so, this is kind of something I want to think about, right? Because, one, it seems like, yes, it would be the city pay, but two, it is you that are ordering the stuff for the delivery drivers to come, right? So would it behoove that resident to put a sign or tell delivery drivers not to drive onto the grass and stay on the road? I don't know. So that is a discussion we want to have here.
Is it in the city right away?
It is, yeah.
What, my question is, I went and saw it and took pictures of it. Is that a driveway or just?
It is.
It's not an official driveway. It's not a driveway. I didn't see any payment. I didn't see any payment or anything.
It's where he drives and so again, that's why.
I mean,
Like, okay, so,
that's my question.
we have-
You have pictures? The pictures, yeah.
so, like, I don't know, like. That is the.
Mr. Council.
Okay.
There are a number of driveways in this neighborhood,
Oh.
like when it rains,
Yeah.
it's being turned into pools.
Yeah.
I don't know about the precedent for like just repairing.
Exactly, so Mr. Davis has his hand raised, go ahead, Mr. Davis, you can, well, keep going.
No, that's not a question.
Mr. Davis, go ahead. Let me see if we can go back on.
That's okay.
Is Don on?
Don is on.
Mayor Harvey, are you there?
I'm on.
Don's on.
Don or Harvey?
I'm sorry, I had
Both on.
myself.
Okay, they're both on.
Ross Schubert here.
Thank you, sir.
Two things, one is, they put up a metal building that's unsightly. They didn't get a permit. They didn't do like Mr. Polly did. And the other thing, though, they didn't bother to come to the meeting. And so I would suggest the council just table this item.
Mr. Rothenberg, did you want to chime in or do you want me to text Mr.
I'm not
Ross?
familiar. Thank you, Mayor. I'm not familiar with this particular agenda item. I'm happy to investigate. I just Googled it up on Google Earth. Let's see where this house is.
Since they have
Well, it's not an official driveway. Why is it
another
driveway?
question for Mr. Katz was, since it has been brought to our attention, should it be a liability going forward and we fail to take corrective action, then we will be responsible for that. That's the only thing I want to ask. Joshua, we can email him later. But for now, I do follow Mayor Harvey's recommendations to
Yeah, so
table it for now.
when you talk to him, go ahead and do that up. So, yeah,
Yeah.
and I suggest, yeah.
No, my take is, it's not an official driveway. Where are they using it as a driveway? Gotta have concrete, gotta have gravel on it.
I mean, yeah.
It's gotta have a pipe for drainage.
That, I
There's
mean,
no requirement in the city that your driveway not be asphalt or concrete or something. A lot of people have.
well, yeah,
No, there's
Are we
no-
responsible for the right of way since it has an indention and someone
It's-
falls,
it's
so
a
we make a
code.
trip or fall issue out of it or something like that.
right. And-
So
But
it's already been brought to our attention and we already recorded it.
this
Council
is
meeting.
a challenging one because, like, again, yes, we technically are, but if people are using that because they are getting deliveries to their own home
Yeah.
and not saying like,
Not objecting to it.
here's a sign, do not, stay on the roadway, right?
Well, the
And,
sign would have to come from us. It's our right of
well,
You can place it on the
way.
property
You
line.
have directions to your drivers
Right.
when you order things,
Yes.
and they have a little around concrete, little,
on the other side.
On the other
it's
side.
gonna move.
get asked to have things delivered there.
Yeah.
Put
so-
box there and have deliveries there.
Exactly, so,
So the question would be, are we liable for the repairs or should we put signage for no parking signage there?
but
But
where
then-
would you put
But
that?
we
You'd
would,
have
but we
do
would have to do that all over the neighborhood.
And no one else has raised an objection to that.
But,
Right.
but the thing is if we're gonna deal with it at one address, then we would need to deal with
Yeah,
that.
we start the precedent, so that's what's best to ask Joshua how to handle it.
Yeah, so.
Just so we don't open up a can of worms like the else does in the future.
So.
Right, one trip and falls only.
So why don't we, again, let's table this for the time being, because it opens up, yes, a can of worms, and I see it from both sides, but nothing we can really do for the time being right now.
No, I mean, I would,
Okay,
Unless if it's a driveway, then we'll maintain the driveway, but
Yeah.
we have to maintain a right of way.
That's right.
But if they're going over the road, just.
But, okay, so that's okay. How do we maintain a right of way if you're using it as a driveway and he's got an RV, multiple motorcycles, right, going back and forth?
Yeah, but that's why if he has to,
We, as a city, have to maintain that, right?
no, because it's that, they don't have an official driveway. They're making their own driveways anywhere along the road.
Are they parking in the right of way?
It's like the state owns the right of way, the state maintains it, the city owns the right of way, the city maintains it.
But,
responsible for
okay,
it.
so the state-owned right of ways, is it readily accessible to public use, though? That's the thing. It's essentially, they're owning it as private use.
No.
We just set a precedent,
No.
we're gonna find out from Josh.
The president has already said, unless they have a driveway permit, they shouldn't access their property off the right of way. Unless it's an official
This is
driveway.
cited in the code,
That's cited in.
we have to follow our code.
So,
I
yeah.
think Joshua should research it to
Yeah,
get answers,
right.
Yeah,
use it
so-
for all future
Because
claims.
for every roadway and
Like when I said,
public right of way,
Every
Yeah,
landowner's gonna have the same issue, so we may as well have it for the record.
I mean,
This is what we did and we'll follow case law after that.
well, we just have to be consistent.
not every landowner, not like Linda McKnight, not my house.
Not our house either. You know, we use the driveway. We use the
But
driveways.
I don't want,
But we have to take it from the source,
so,
and they've already brought it up, they've already made record of it, we do need to follow through. And get a legal decision on it,
so,
that's the
Right.
right thing to do.
so let's table this. And push it to the next council meeting. Okay.
Legal,
Right.
legal question.
Go ahead into the mayor.
I see their point.
Okay, moving on to 4C, take action to approve the minutes for March 11th, 2024. For the city council.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes from the March 11th, 2024 meeting.
Motion has been made,
I
the
second.
motion has been seconded, we'll take this to a council vote. All in favor?
Aye.
All in favor?
I do want to confirm one thing from the meeting. Just one thing. But this goes back to March 11th, the attachment that we have here. Why does this go back to March 11th for regular council meeting?
Because that was the day.
That was,
Okay, so it's 8th. So the question, and I just have a question for Dawn. About that we've been lowered to stage 2 droughts. From 4 to 2,
Yeah,
yes,
we're now officially on stage 2, I just want to
Yes.
confirm that.
yes, if you look at other cities too, they're on stage 2, yeah.
Oh, already, wow.
Right,
That's what I wanted to confirm. Dawn,
so if you look at the San Leon, I don't think they're in 2 now.
Dawn, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, are we officially in stage 2 or stage 3 drought? In Hayes County?
I believe we're in phase 3, but I'll look it up right now for you.
Thank you, sir, because our meeting documents stage 2 official drought conditions.
Mr. Davis, is your hand raised for this?
Says they've now been lowered to 2.
I thought I saw 2 somewhere.
I thought it was.
Yeah. 2, but anyways,
This is from 4 to 2, just so we'll know, because we're gonna have. it's gonna
I'm
come up on
sorry.
audiences.
We are officially in stage 2.
We are in stage 2.
okay,
Absolutely.
so motion has been, yeah, motion has been made and it has been approved. You. Okay, moving on to 4E, take appropriate action on requests to amend the city's budget.
There's
Yes.
several amendments. One is to increase the grants by $7,305, which is money we've already received for the winter storm grant. The CCN released $20,000. We've received 10, and we're owed another 10 on that. and to reduce the capital projects for new computers because we've just expensed the computers. They didn't cost enough to warrant depreciating them. And then in line with our city engineers report or estimates that we increase the water generators expense by 131,151, and the new well for the city of Hayes by 41,175, and that makes these two expenses $360,346. And then to pay for that, we have some contingencies, and I've reduced the drainage project, which is not going to get done this year, from $200,000, reduced it by $135,021. So I will say that based on mid-year figures, that we estimate the revenue over expenses to be a little over $7,000. So all this expenses for the generator and well number 360,346 will come out of money that we have in tax pool. And so that will reduce the amount of money that the city will have from nearly $2 million to more like $1.6 million. So that's that's why we really need to be careful about spending a bunch of money on fighting muds and things like that. And we're incurring large expenses over at Elliott Ranch, which I got to review and see if we need another budget amendment to make sure we have the funds up to pay for those expenses that we're incurring right now at Elliott Ranch.
Harvey, can I ask one question, sir?
Sure.
There's a category for maintenance, street and drainage repairs of $35,000. Have we expended any of those funds? Under
Drainage,
liability
talking
insurance category, maintenance, street drainage repairs. There's a $35,000 general fund expenditure. Is that what we're using to repair Elliott Ranch, the well repairs? Is that 35,000 an earmark for that purpose?
No.
that would be where the funds would come from, yes.
The 35,000 earmark?
It's earmarked for drainage and repairs, street repairs. So no, it would not come out of that because that's street repairs.
Street and drainage, right, so if we have not expended any of the funds this far into the fiscal year, are we going to amend the budget?
We
to
have,
move
it would,
those funds?
the Elliott Ranch would come out of water department repairs, maintenance, which is $40,000.
Right, but what I'm saying is, would we reallocate the $35,000 in funds? And we reallocate some of those funds to the legal fund, should it be needed, if we're not going to expend them in this fiscal year?
Executive session.
Yeah. You know, I don't know how much, if any, has been paid out of that account right now.
Cynthia, do you know how much we've expended of the $35,000 we have earmarked in this fund? Called maintenance, street and drainage repairs?
We approved it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we have a $35,000
yeah,
budget available, should we need to amend it to cover some of the other legal costs?
City to repair some screens.
We do need it.
Well, we're already in April, so the end of the fiscal year is upon us just about. We can always reallocate funds if we don't use them.
Yeah, so,
It's pretty, already going to May.
yeah, so what I would suggest is like, if there are some questions with the money that we have here, just, you know, especially you, Lydia, since you'll be taking over pretty soon, you can have these discussions of where it should be allocated, but also for council and everyone on Zoom, we should really start discussing like some of the potholes around here and where we're not spending this money that we've got.
We have potholes?
The few
Yeah, we've got a few.
Yes,
craters.
Yeah. We should probably,
on Live Oak Lane.
we should
there
probably
is-
add that to an agenda item maybe next month.
So that we can expend the funds
Yeah,
then for the
yeah.
fiscal year and get some work done.
Yeah.
It
and-
is really bad.
Yeah.
Lane, all.
Yeah,
It's
All the way around.
apart.
so, yeah,
Okay, so Live Oak loan is Live Oak,
yeah.
Live Oak Lane is a priority.
Yep, so. I would suggest like a photo documentation, maybe done by Mr. Don to be put into the next council meeting, and so we can actually see and then get a quote of someone who can. So, but
Yeah, we gotta set our priorities and see how, what is the,
It's been.
what is
it's
the
been
damage?
bad. It is bad. It is.
Send your damaged vehicles.
Yeah.
it's
Also-
We
just,
could do that.
just a suggestion, right? So like,
We can add it to the next month agenda. Mayor Harvey,
Yes,
we'll add that to the May agenda to consider perhaps obtaining bids to repair some potholes
so,
and maybe document the damage to the streets. And we have $35,000 earmarked for that. At least some of the funds maybe can be used for its original purpose intended.
yeah, we can do that offline, but
Mhm.
right now.
Yeah.
Let's.
We'll add it to the May agenda.
Take appropriate action to request amendments to the budget, so Mr. Davis went over proposed budget amendment, is there? A motion to approve the amendments, yea or nay?
I'll make that motion to amend the city budget.
Glenn made a motion to amend the city budget.
I would appreciate just a one-liner recap on what exactly is gonna be moved from which category to which.
I
Mayor
thought he
Harvey,
gave it to us.
no, just like a recap. Mayor Harvey. Sir,
yeah,
can you please kindly give me a one-line recap of where we're moving funds from what category to which category? In the, by budget amendment?
we increased grants by $7,305. We increase CCN release by $20,000. We reduce the capital project for new computers by 10,000. We increase the capital projects for water generators by $131,151. And we increase the new well number 3 at City of Hayes by $41,175. And we reduce the drainage project by $135,021.
131,
135,021.
135,021. Thank you so much, sir.
You should have a cover memo that I prepared that should be in your agenda backup, that
Thank you so much.
everything. You're welcome.
Okay.
Thank you. I
Motion
second
has
the
been
motion.
made.
Second motion.
Lydia seconds the motion to take this to a council vote, all in favor? All in favor, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay, we'll just go down the line. 5, unfinished business, 5H, discuss and possible take action regarding compensation for the mayor and the city council members. Saw some emails from Mr. Katz on this. Any update on this?
You know the mic.
Well, that's ridiculous. Yeah,
Mayor Harvey Davis,
there you go. Go ahead.
do I have the floor?
Yes, you do.
Okay, thank you. My suggestion is that we increased the payment for city council members from $50 a meeting to $100 a meeting. And I will add that my wife, who is going to be on the council next month, has told me that she will decline to take a salary. So this does not increase the Davis family wealth.
The Davis Dartmouth
And-
Hutchins family wealth.
And I further suggest that we pay the mayor $35 an hour starting in May of 2026. Because from the memo that Mr. Katz sent us, it looks like that would be the safest time to increase the payment for the mayor, with the idea that the mayor would be, be spending a lot of time, be actively involved in managing the city's business. But that would be 2 years down the road from this election. So that's my suggestion. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Call a motion. I pause. Does anyone have any questions? for
Yeah.
Gordon?
First question, discussion. Nope. Okay.
I'd like to file a motion to follow Mayor Harvey's recommendation to increase the pay for city council members from $50 a meeting to $100 a meeting. And to increase the pay for mayor from a one-time monthly meeting to a $35 an hour set fee beginning in 2026. The new election
Motion has
cycle.
been made. For a second.
Oh,
I have mixed emotions about this.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, we don't have to do this, we can still discuss it later on, yeah. I know what I'm
I
saying.
know Roxanne was in favor
Yeah.
of that she found today. That would have been a two. Well, we're still.
Yeah, in favor of that, cause I thought
Which
she was
one?
having. Yeah, so maybe we table this until, since. Take effect for like a little while. So,
I think the council pay would take effect, but the mayor's wages would not.
it wouldn't, yeah, so. If there's no other motion, then this gets tabled. So, going once, twice, all right, we'll table this.
So bring it back in May.
Moving on to 5I, receive update and take appropriate action concerning the 2024 total eclipse event.
We didn't take that
That
off,
was a
but
typo.
it's over.
Typo.
We already had the eclipse event today and it was
Yeah.
great.
I was, yeah,
That's
I was gonna
okay.
take it
It
off,
was nice. That's
or
okay.
being I decided not to.
All right, well, that's the update, so.
We had a nice event. We had a good turnout. It was very nice to see our members of the community, everyone getting along.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to 5J, receive updates and take appropriate action regarding upgrades to City of Hayes and Elliott Ranch Pump Station. Mr. Rob Schubert, you have the floor.
Yes, if it'll be the pleasure of the council, I would request you open up items J, K, and L, because all these get interrelated.
Okay.
And we can kind of
JK
visit about
and
all
L.
three as in the part of this presentation. First of all, good evening again, council members. It's great to be here. This afternoon, I updated the Gantt chart and sent that to Cynthia and to Councilperson Tony and Councilperson Lydia this afternoon by email. And printed it off on ledger size paper. Happy to take it over and to PostNet and have it blown up to 24 by 36 inches and put it on the whiteboard if you wish. But basically what I've done is shifted everything forward a month. The prices still seem to be holding real close. You know, some give, some take, but I'm still projecting over about a 1.5 year period, about $360,000 expenditure dealing with the generators
assuming no grant, and the Tanglewood well, and the the Tanglewood emergency generator, the Hurley arrest emergency generator, and the Hayes Country Lane well. And so that Gantt chart's there, and let me know if you want me to get a larger copy to y'all.
Yeah, I can't read that one. Yeah, we need a larger one.
Pardon, sir?
We
You
need
can
a,
also expand it on the computer in the meantime.
well, yeah, but I like to see it on the board. We'll have a big one that gets pasted on the whiteboard. Done, so we can see it.
We can also, if we have these, we can take it, some, we can expand it, maybe. Office Depot or something, you're shooting the file, we can pick it up. I'm very busy right now.
Okay,
I will print some large copies and bring them out there next, on one of my next trips, okay?
Yeah. Sounds good.
So on the pump stations upgrade, it really focuses what we spent a lot of time and effort this last month on the Elliott Ranch Well 1. As you know, that well has gone offline. We have commissioned Advanced Water Well Technologies to do repairs on that well. It's been offline at least a couple of weeks now. This is like a 3-stage process on Elliott Ranch Well 1. My understanding from AWWT is that their expenditure today has been roughly around $4,500. And that was coming out to pull the well, the pumping motor out of the well, run a downhole camera survey, see what might be the problem. And what we found, if I haven't reported this to the council, is that the motor and pump that we pulled out, the pump had a lot of burlap ingrained into the intake screen on the pump. And that burlap is a product that's used in wells, especially in this well for packing around the outside casing of the well, but also the pump company that installed this pump also wrapped a large amount of burlap around and above the top of the pump and motor set. And that burlap had decayed over time. That well's been in service since about 2020, about 2020, 2009 to 2020 area. And I'm sorry, 1999 to 2000 era. And so that burlap has degraded, it got into the pump intakes, and the production on the pump and motor went from around 90 gallons a minute to less than 30 gallons a minute. So that brought us to pull it out of the hole. And AWT took it to their shop in San Antonio, broke it down, and found a lot of wear. I mean, it's an older pump and motor. It's 20-something years in the hole, and that's about the life of these type of motors in the Edwards Aquifer and pumps. So we're recommending we buy a new pump and motor as we go back in. Now, because now there's a lot of decaying burlap and tape and other things that are in that well, we did a downhole camera survey. It's pretty trashy at the bottom. The only real way to get that out of there is using what's called a baler operation, which is a service rig with a baler that we can bail the water out of the hole and clean it up. And that particular proposal is for $20,428. And Harvey, have you got these proposals? Have I sent them to you? Maybe we
I think
lost
I saw them in an email. Yes.
Okay. So AWT was supposed to come out today, but they had a vehicle accident in their shop. So they're going to be on site tomorrow, and they'll start the baling process and the cleanup process tomorrow. That'll last probably 4 or 5 days to get the well cleaned back up before we go back down hole with the new pump and motor. The estimate for the new pump and motor and a security cable and other amenities that are associated with it, I have 2 quotes from Advanced Water Well Technologies. One is for $32,000 in round numbers. The other one is for 26,000 compared to 22,000. The real difference between the two is that there's a drop pipe. There's a pipe that connects the pump and motor to the surface at the wellhead, and that's called a drop pipe. And the drop pipe that's in there currently that's now sitting on the ground is galvanized, and it shows being a metal pipe, it shows some deterioration. AWT is willing to go back and recommend go back downhole with some new drop pipe, because the ones we have come out are pretty rusty, especially along the couplings and the thread areas, and give us a little longer service life. So one option is to go back with a galvanized drop pipe, and the second is go back with a high strength PVC drop pipe. What's called Certalock. That's a brand name of a drop pipe. And the difference in the two quotes, the galvanized is actually cheaper, which surprised me, than the PVC. The galvanized proposal for a new pump and motor, and this pump and motor would be the same size, same head requirements as the pump and motor we pulled out, which is about a 90 gallon per minute pump and motor, and that's what what we had originally in the well and originally produced. To go back with the galvanized, it's $25,912 on the estimate. And to go back with the drop pipe of PVC, it's $32,095. I think my experience been, and also with Joe Vickers, who are a well consultant on this project, the PVC will last a lot longer. The Edwards is a little corrosive, so it tends to working on metal pretty hard. And what we've seen is the drop pipe we pull out of the hole that's galvanized has a lot of deterioration and corrosion on it. So we could buy a longer life with PVC pipe versus galvanized drop pipe. So I kind of look to the council for what direction you'd like me to proceed on this. And let me add one other thing, that we also received a proposal from Advanced Water Well Technology to do a pump test. After they clean out the well with this baler over 4 or 5 days, of course, we'll run another downhole camera survey, make sure it is cleaned out. And they were recommending, if the city wants to try to increase the production capacity of Elliott Ranch Well 1, that we would do a pump test and set up what we call a test pump and motor down in the well, and we pump it for around 24 hours and stress the aquifer and see what maximum supply, dependable supply we can produce from the well. That particular test is estimated at $13,227. I'm of the mindset that if we can get our well back to its original of 90 to 100 gallons per minute with a replacement pump in kind, I'm not sure we want to expend the extra money. If we can get maybe 110 gallons per minute out of the well or 120 gallons a minute out of the well, I can't promise you that. We wouldn't know until we do a pump test on it. But that in itself would give more insurance as far as having a higher production well in case well 2 goes out for a while, which it will one of these days. And maybe more dependable supply in the long run, potentially too, for our Elliott Ranch customers.
Yeah, so why don't we just focus on getting the well up and clean first, and then, it seems like pump tests can be done at any time. So like if we need to do that later time, we could probably do that. But my question is, how long does galvanized pipe last? I missed that, versus how long PVC drop pipe last?
Okay, galvanized pipe, I think we have a good test pipe that we come out of the hole with. That pipe's been around 20, 21, 2 years, up in that range. And it shows quite a bit of corrosion. And then we had the same situation with Elliott Ranch Well 2 when we pulled it a couple of years ago. And we worked it as well because it was producing sand. That galvanized will last about 20 years, to answer your question, dependably. PVC can easily last 30 or 40 and sometimes 50 years in the hole, but you tend to replace pumps and motors about every 20 years in a water well. especially a public water supply well that gets, worked all the time, several, a large part of each day, especially during the summer. But you can always reuse that PVC pipe. It might get stained, but it will not corrode. Obviously, PVC won't corrode.
Okay, so let's just say that 30 years, we divide this by 3, so it's like $11,000 per years. And then if you did 20 years, divide that by 2, that's 12.
Just per year.
So it makes more sense to go with the
PVC.
PVC, yeah.
Yeah, PVC will
Especially-
give you a longer service life.
Especially if you can get double the lifespan out of it and maybe more if we can get 50 years, so,
I have one question.
all right, Lydia, go ahead.
John,
Yes.
thank you, sir. Question, so if we lean in the direction of the 32,095 tab for the 30 to assumably 50-year PVC drop pipe lifespan, is the 3295 in addition to the ER1 well cleaning fee of 20,428? And we did a not to exceed $20,000 last month for one of these repairs. Sir?
The AWWT's quotation, that's 20,428. Is that what you're referring to, councilperson?
Is that for the 20,000 not to exceed that we recommended last month?
No, I see what you're asking. I apologize. I'm having a little hard time hearing, but I understand now. My estimate for in the last month city council was $20,000 for the pulling of the pump and motor and replacing it.
So this is in addition to, are both of these fees, the 2428 plus the 32,095 dollars in addition to the other 20? Or does that include the 20 from last month?
It's all part of it, councilperson. Like if it's $32,095 for the PVC drop pipe and new pump and motor in kind, and then we have 20,000, that's plus then 20,428, and plus about another $4,500. So that's almost $60,000, 55 to $60,000 for the total job.
Confused there.
And the well cleaning, just so that I have a good understanding and my memory refreshed. And the PVC drop pipe, this project is for the same well? Two separate
Elliott
wells.
Ranch Well 1, Elliott
Well,
Ranch Well
one.
1.
So first we need to clean it and then we need to replace the pump.
And the motor and all
The
the.
install pump motor and install. And didn't we do a pump motor on, you said 3 years ago? On one of these wells, didn't we do that?
Yes, that was ER Well 2.
So on the other well, so if we do expend $50,000 to $60,000, then we should not need to do this again. Except for routine maintenance for a very long time. Because we've already done the other.
That is our hope. There's wells that are only funny things. Sometimes they will, fail for some other reason. Like if it starts producing sand again into the pump and motor, into the casing, we may have to get it cleaned again. But if it doesn't get struck by lightning, and we got lightning resistors on them in the
Right.
pump house, I mean, there's just different things that can happen to a well. So I can't guarantee you, but we'll always try to put in the best equipment that give us the longest possible service life.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is Mayor Harvey on the line? Mayor Harvey Davis?
Yeah, Mr. Davis.
Sure am, yes.
Thank you, sir. May I phone a friend? I would like to recommend the well repair for ER well 1 cleaning fee of 20,428. And then to go with what appears to be the longer lifespan for the PVC drop pipe for $32,095. Is that what you would do? What you would recommend?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, sir. That's my recommendation.
So just on that, where would that because we just approved a budget amendment, but where would we be pulling this extra $31,000?
And Mayor Harvey, do we need another budget line amendment? Line item amendment to incur these
yes,
costs, extend funds?
Yes, I'll need to do a budget amendment that I'll have ready in May.
Okay, so. Okay.
Two
Yeah.
things. Budget line amendment.
And he's gonna do that again anyways, so it's just part of that. So is there any other questions from any other council members on this? Okay, is there a motion?
I have a question for Don. Don, do you foresee any additional costs for this project?
For ER1?
Yes,
No, I do not.
look like we got a scope creep in here. Okay, thank you.
I'd like
Thank
to file a
you.
motion, please.
Okay.
I would like to file a motion that we expend the funds of $20,428 as recommended by Don and Harvey Davis for ER1 well cleaning, and that we expend an additional $32,095 for PVC drop pipe repair, which could, if all goes well, last 30 to 50 years. So it's an investment in the Elliott Ranch Fund. Well, and then there's an additional, did you say $4,500, Don?
How much? Sorry?
Did you say there's an additional, in addition to the 20,000 plus 32,095, there was an additional $4,500?
That was part of, the 20,000 is part of this number.
Includes that, so a not to exceed of 32,095 plus $20,428, is that correct?
Correct, less the 20,000 you already approved would be the budget amendment.
20,000 is already part of this, is that correct?
No.
That's correct.
Yeah, that's
That
correct.
Part and parcel.
That would be $33,000 about,
The budget amendment.
Right, but we already did that one and this one.
yeah, so it'd be 30.
Okay. 32,095,
32,095 plus 428.
yes.
Yep.
And then. Just,
Wow.
32,095 plus 428.
Five, yep, 523. 523.
I don't know. 32,095 plus the 428. I file a motion to recommend that we approve the expense of
$32,523.
$32,523 to clean ER1 well cleaning to complete that and to do the PVC drop pipe project.
That's it. I'll second the motion.
Okay, so just to recap, we had a not to exceed of $20,000. Yep, so we're over that by 32,523,
Right.
so moving that up. And in that same scenario, Mr. Davis will readjust the May financial budget. So,
Budget line.
yep. Okay, motion has been made by Lydia, seconded by Tony. We'll take this to council vote. All in favor? All in favor.
Thank you, Don, and thank you, Mayor Harvey.
Okay, does that close JK and L out, or is there? No,
So they're all together.
yeah,
I have a couple of other items.
that's okay. Okay, right, receive updates and take appropriate action on proposal well number 3 on Country Lane.
Yes, so in the materials I sent over to the council, to council members and to Cynthia this afternoon is the first part of the big package for Country Lane, New Country Lane well number 3. And in this packet is the bid schedule, also has an updated sort of budget schedule, which we not provide to the contractors or to the bidders, if you would. But it also includes the specification 13103 for the actual details on the well and the well design that has been approved by the TCEQ by the Barton Springs District. Noting though, and I have one, I like to, if the mayor just be, I'll leave it a 4-paragraph letter. This is an advertisement for bid. And this would be for seeking bids from drillers, qualified water well drillers, to submit bid proposals to drill and complete and to put in production New Country Lane #3. And it reads as follows. It's fairly short. And we want to advertise this in your official city paper, which I think is the Hayes City Press. And it reads, separate sealed bids addressed to the city of Hayes, clearly labeled New Country Lane Well 3 project, will be received by the mayor of the city of Hayes, 520 Country Lane, Buda, Texas, 78610, until 2 p.m. on May 13th, 2024. I believe the May 13th is your May council meeting. So we open bids at 2 o'clock before your council meeting. It goes on to further read, contract documents, each consisting of advertisement for bids, information for bidders, bid proposal, agreement, general conditions, special conditions, notice of award, notice to proceed, technical specifications, together with any addenda, are available by contacting DGRA Inc. at a PO box number here in Austin, or by my email. Third paragraph reads, the construction contract for this project shall be awarded to the lowest, most qualified, responsible bidder. However, the owner, that's the city of Hayes, reserves the right, and as the interest of the owner may require, to reject any and all bids and to waive any informalities or minor defects in bids received. Last paragraph. The project includes drilling, development, completion, and testing of a 300 plus or minus foot Edwards Aquifer public water supply well, and the plugging and abandonment of an existing 300 plus or minus feet Edwards Aquifer well. So I coupled both those projects into one. One being the well plugging project as well as the well drilling project.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Davis. If you're updating that to Lydia, why don't you update page 1 of 92 in section 13-153?
When is this going to be published?
In
June?
It's in May.
May, yeah,
May 13th is when I open bids for them.
yeah.
Oh, when is it gonna send out?
No, we should wait until.
Okay,
First week of June?
I would propose to put this advertisement in the Hayes Free Press each week for 2 consecutive weeks. Now to give the drillers about 30 days, 3 to 4 weeks for the prepare a bid proposal for us.
so when is it gonna publish in the newspaper?
Pardon, sir?
When is it gonna be published in the paper? What day?
If the council approves it, we'll go ahead and submit it to the paper this week, probably for publication next week and the week after.
Yeah,
In which way?
you want to push the opening? We can extend the date. You can start advertising now and they extend the bid date to a later time. You should probably do a special council meeting to open the dates then. And not wait till June, because it needs to get done as soon as possible.
Or we change the bids will be received and we'll put the city secretary's name.
Yes, you could do that,
Let's do that. We can publish it right away.
yes. To the city of Hayes, so yeah.
Okay. Don, can we add Cynthia McCall as our point of contact in the meantime?
I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time hearing. One more
Can
time.
we add Cynthia McCall as our point of contact, our city secretary?
Instead of Lydia, instead of me, make Cynthia McCall the
Oh,
response.
She's our
okay,
employee.
sure,
Yes,
Is that okay?
absolutely.
Because we'll be transitioning.
Well, okay, so typically we can make Cynthia McCall there, we're, instead of,
Yeah, I'm
Ms.
your city
Ms.
secretary.
Mendez.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna put Cynthia McCall,
City
city
secretary.
secretary. Great, I could definitely make that change.
Thank you, sir.
So you'll do that on part one, bidding requirements, and then page 1 of 9 for section 13153. That's 2 places.
Yes,
Uh,
I think the answer is yes. You're referring to the specification section, are you, Mayor? Section
Yes.
13153.
Yes,
Mhm. Oh, there you want that also to be Cynthia McCall, correct?
yes.
Instead of Mayor, that makes sense.
Don, if all goes well, sir, when will this project come to fruition? By Gantt, when will it be up and running? When will we be testing the water on it?
When will the well 3 be up and running?
Mm-hmm.
If
Ballpark.
if it's all funded, those are about 2 months out right now, so should be fun, it should be operational potentially in August.
Wow. Okay, so let's just call it November. Just in
Okay,
case, just to factor in anything that could go wrong, another 90-day buffer. So no later than November 2024, we would have well number 3 operational.
that'd be our goal. Yes, ma'am.
That's great. Thank you so much. We can
Thank
add
you.
that to the GAN for us for next time. That would be great. We can buffer in the 90 days just in case we have any delays, that we should have it fully operational by November 2024.
Sounds great.
Council members, any other questions? If not, I would suggest the motion to approve the solicitation to bid out the drilling of well number 3.
I would like to follow up. I'd like to file a motion to accept Don's recommendation. The DGRA project with the project budget. To have the advertisement for bids. Naming Cynthia McCall as our point of contact, city secretary. And
You need to put the deadline in here.
No, it's in the solicitation.
It's in the solicitation.
Okay, the deadline is there. Okay. But I'll follow that motion.
Okay, motion has been made. For a second,
I'll second it.
Thank you.
okay, Glenn, second, we'll take this to council vote, all in favor? All in favor, Tony? Okay,
That's all right.
all right.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much, Don. Thank you so much, Mayor Harvey,
I
and,
know we're not done.
Well, no, I've got one more agenda item.
okay.
Five.
I'll say,
5L, receive updates and take appropriate action regarding
Okay.
the installation of generators for City of Hayes and Elliott well ranch site.
So I've made a little progress on this since the last board meeting. I have the general layouts done, but I haven't submitted the TCEQ, but I will get that done. Just ASAP. I have been keeping up, just monitoring at night, the different websites. The budgets are presented to the council are roughly $62,000 per generator station, one at Tanglewood, one at La Ranch. Seems to be holding. The generators are coming down a little bit in price. But the switchgear and, the contract work associated with it. But I don't propose any budget amendments at this time. I think we're still in good shape.
Cool, just an update then. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Any questions? Good. All right, well, thank you so much. We'll go on
Thank
to
you.
agenda item 6, adjournment. It is 8:07. Thank you.
Thank you.
Adjournment.
Thank you, Harvey.
thank you, Don. Thank you, Harvey.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Gail. What did